still wintry, isn't it? My name is Blaise van Hecke, for anyone who I haven't had a chat to. I'm co-owner of Busybird Publishing with my husband Kev up the back there. And Leslie Germanis is our is our publications manager. So the three of us make up Busybird, but we also have some fantastic interns and other editors and people who help us out here because we have lots of different projects going on. So this is our, is it number 10?
Yep.
10 open mic night. So we're almost up to our first year in this studio, and I feel like we're going from strength to strength. We had the pleasure of opening Marcello's exhibition Saturday just gone, and as hopefully you had a look while the lights were on. So we're sort of featuring Marcello tonight as well. We're still going to have everyone read, but Marcello's going to be our first cab off the rank, if you like. And we're going to have Colin Brooks come up and have a word.
Yes, it should have been official on the Saturday.
That's okay.
Apologies.
So, yes, go for it. I don't know if you need the microphone.
No, I think it's a pretty...
And then
Is it actually on, Ken?
Yes.
So for those people who don't know me, I'm the State Member of Parliament for Bundoora across the other side of the river. And I saw the sign, open mic night, so like being a politician, I thought I'd just come in. In actual fact, I'm here as an apology for Saturday night. I couldn't be here for Marcello's opening because there was a wedding of one of my staff members, a good friend who was married, so I wasn't able to be here, but I sincerely wanted to be here because probably two reasons. One, Marcello's a good friend, a dear friend, and for a long time, and he'd asked me to open the exhibition, but I couldn't do it, so I was sorry that I wasn't able to do that. Secondly, because I think Marcello's got a very strong reputation as an artist, and you can see his works around the walls, and if anyone's seen the curriculum, might say the background Marcello has in terms of where he's exhibited and the awards that he's won. And so I had a chance then to look at his background and his, I suppose, a bit of his life story from growing up in the Aeolian Islands off the coast of Sicily, through to his coming to Australia as a teenager and studying at the what's now the Victorian College of the Arts under some pretty well-known artists, with the benefit of training there, right through. It sort of, I'm certainly no artist. I mean, unless you count politics as a performing art. But it's something that I can come in as someone who's completely feels like I look at this and say this is fantastic, and you can sense that volcanic nature of the islands, the work that comes through in the sculptures and his drawings. The first time I see them in watercolours, so it's great. So much I'm not going to officially open it, that's happened, but...
No.
Yeah, belatedly officially opened Marcello's exhibition. And can I just say before I go, I don't want to hold the microphone, although I probably will do that next Wednesday, that it's great, this is the first time I've been here, and I think it's fantastic what you and Kevin are doing here. It's Kevin, isn't it?
Yes.
Sorry, Kevin. First time I've been here. This is a great venue to host exhibitions like this, and nights like tonight encourage the arts in our local community to get people to go. As much as I was saying, one of my other staff members is a budding poet, and
She was here on Saturday.
I didn't know she had interest in poetry, but something she's kept well hidden. But it's fantastic. I'll encourage her to come along. This is a great venue, so I'll be doing everything I can to encourage people to get involved here and to take advantage of what we've got to offer here. So thank you very much for having me along.
Thank you. There's some information up on the table about Marcello's work. There's also sort of an artist statement, if you like, information about what Marcello has done. And Marcello, we're going to sort of tell people about the awards that you're getting this, or the award that you're getting this year. So Marcello is going to be awarded Senior of the Year, Senior Australian of the Year.
Victoria.
Is that what you call it?
Victoria.
Oh, Victoria. When is it going to be?
In October.
In October.
Because the whole festival will be homage to Marcello, the young ones.
Cool. So I think we can take inspiration from Marcello that he's not going to retire. He's working on so many different projects. He's going to be doing a poetry book with us later in the year. So there's lots of things happening in Marcello. So we feel very honoured to have your work here. So thank you for agreeing to have your work here. And the exhibition will be here so much. So we'd love, people to come and have a look at it. So thank you. So Marcello, we may start with you reading, please. Marcello is going to read some poetry.
Should I do my act?
Absolutely.
Good.
I'm an actor. Thanks for the introduction, and a really special thanks to Colin, because over the years, he's been, he was for many years a councillor with the Daniel City Council, was mayor, and during his time, we have had our differences, because through the arts, but at the end, Colin Brooks always delivered. And if the arts are still alive in Daniel, I think we owe Colin Brooks a lot, believe me. And as far as being a friend, I think it pays me a high compliment. Could have a better local member than Colin Brooks. Simple fact, if you're here tonight, he's not interested about the press and the rest, he's interested because I'm here and I told him about this place and he's going to spread the word around that we are here, because I know that Colin wants to see, especially the young, I repeat myself, it's like an old-fashioned medieval Florentine art studio, where people do different things, and if you come in, there's different things happening. And in today's world, there is a lot of problems. To have a haven like this, a refuge where you can come in, do your poetry, or you're writing, or you're singing. What else can you do that? Self-expression and admired by the other people. I owe my life to art, Greg. I would have been dead if I hadn't got that son. Flight. Swallows in full flight. My best poem. I love losing myself in your eyes. I love losing myself in your smile. But I love most of all to follow my heart. In the simplicity of things that happen, pluck me if you want. And I shall be the first rose of the morning that will burst into bloom for you. That's that. So I thought that in the end, I would say rose of the morning that will burst into bloom for me. So it's either, I'm not sure yet, so someone might, so thanks for listening to me. Thanks, Colin, don't hold it against me. I think I should be in a retirement village with a little cap and a pair of slippers and watch the days of our lives. Thank you very much.
So thanks so much for coming tonight, Colin. Colin will have to sneak out, so if he disappears, you know why, he has to go to another function. So, we've got a nice little mix tonight. I won't be mean to David and make him come up early on because I gave him a fright last month. Coral might get his Coral. Coral's going to read us some of her trouble stories.
I thought I'd again go with the trying to cure my fear of heights phobia. This is New Zealand, my way up to Milford Sound. Around me, trees meeting in the centre, creating avenues of dappled green. Having driven through forests in Tasmania, I feel like I'm back with an old friend. Until the trees ease away, the road narrows and I begin to climb. The straight highway morphs into hairpin bends and I start to understand how it feels to be a mountain goat. There's nowhere to pull over if someone comes up behind me. They'll just have to put up with my 30 k's an hour for as long as it takes. What if I round a corner and am confronted with a car, or an SUV, or a tourist bus? At least I'm on the right side, I can hug the cliff. They'll be the ones to go over the edge if anyone does. This should make me feel better, and does a little. Around a blind turn, my nightmare becomes reality. Luckily, it's a small sedan. I stop close to the cliff as I can to let them pass, and my sympathy goes out to the driver. If she goes any slower, she'll stop. And she does, just for a second. Then realises I'd prefer not to know. Let's hope it holds till I get over it. A light fog has replaced the sunshine, and there's snow on either side of me as I approach the Homer tunnel. My niece updated me on this one-way tunnel carved through the top of the mountain, and so I'm mentally prepared and looking forward to the adventure. I queue up behind a tourist bus and a sedan and wait for a red light to change and allow us through. It's another world up here, eerily quiet and still. But as a light in the distance grows and opens out to a curtain of fog and hairpin bends. The tourist bus is slowed right down ahead of me. It's twice my width, and I can't believe it can get round such tight corners without plunging into the valleys below. It does though, and if it can, so can I. I sit in the cafe with the tasteless New Zealand coffee I'm becoming used to and try not to cry at the thought of doing the drive back on the cliffy.
Putting together on page 17, issue 11, and submissions are now open. I'll let him talk to you about it.
First, I'd just like to say the thing I love the most about open mic nights like this is that I've been to about maybe 3 or 4 of these open mic nights now, and every time I've come here, I've gotten something different. It's always been a piece of poetry, a piece of short story, a little bit of creative non-fiction, recipes. It's been absolutely everything. And I like to think that when I put together something like page 17, we're trying to do something similar. Page 17 is an annual collection of short stories, poetry. We started non-fiction a couple of years ago, and we do try and make sure it's a mix of everything, and we try and make sure that it's a mixture of fresh content. We emphasise fresh voices, fresh perspectives, and fresh writers. One of our major credos is that we celebrate the emerging writer, the writers who are just starting out, who might be struggling with their first submissions, who might still be a little bit unsure of themselves, looking to just get that little bit of a boost to really solidify their voice, solidify what they're writing about, what they're interested in. I like to think that page 17 helps out with that, and we've been able to kickstart some writers' careers, and we've been able to play a slight mentorship role in helping these writers with some of their first submissions. We are actually taking submissions right now for our front cover. So we basically try and cover the whole gamut. So for 10 weeks, I encourage everyone here to submit or tell your friends that might be interested in submitting. Everything's available online at www.busybird.com.au, and I have some information sheets as well for anybody who's interested. And please, by all means, speak to me after the open mic night, and let's have a little bit of conversation about how we can make issue 11 the best years. Thank you.
October release? November. I can't remember.
Early October at this stage.
Yeah.
Ish.
Cool. Yeah. If all goes to plan. Just so everyone knows, Kev always tapes these open mic nights and we put it up onto YouTube. If you really don't want, and I have one person's name who doesn't want to be on it this time, so if you don't want your face up on YouTube, please tell us. Otherwise, it's just another exhibition on at the moment. The next one that we have after that is, and there are some little flyers up on the table. It's a photographic exhibition of nudes. It's called The Images of the Sublime, and that'll be starting on the 13th of May. So we actually have an open invitation for Sunday, the 18th of May, if anyone wants to come to the opening. Cool. Easy next. Jodie. Jodie's going to read us a short story called No Arm Done.
He called out, "What's this?" His father looked. "An arm. You don't need that. Put it back." Sam's eyes widened. "Like a person's arm?" "Yeah." Sam's dad shrugged and turned back to the trailer. Sam turned the arm over in his hands, inspecting it. It was definitely a man's arm, with dark hair scattered over the back of the hands and fingers. The skin was shriveled and had a yellowish tinge to it. It had peeled away in some places and flapped in a light breeze, revealing and concealing congealed blood and a mess of nerves and arteries. He'd haul a mattress away from the trailer. He rolled his eyes at Sam. "Aren't you meant to be helping us?" he called back. Sam had found better things to do than help with dragging mattresses around. It was not too long before he found the foot's partner. Clutching his wares, he climbed back down from the pile of rubbish. He carefully placed the arm on the ground. Holding a foot in each hand, he put them on the ground, arched his back, and walked around on all fours. "I am a 4-footed human," he roared. "Arr!" By now the trailer was empty, and Dad called out to plenty of things at home to play with. Sam's head dropped, and he let the feet slip out of his grip. After a moment, he looked into his father's eyes. "Can I just keep the arm, please?" Dad sighed, a sign of resignation. Sam cheered and picked up the arm, cradling it in his own arms. "Next time he comes," Sam asked. "Maybe," Uncle Mick replied, "unless the crows get to him first." He proceeded to make slurping noises as he described the birds pecking at the feet, pulling at the flesh, and sucking the blood and other blobby bits. On the way home, Sam played with the arm. He held it against the window and used the fingers to write messages and draw smiley faces on the glass. He clapped with it and tapped drum beats on his knees. At one point, he reached forward and tapped Uncle Mick on the shoulder. Dad shrugged. "He wants to keep it." "Come on, let the kid have it," Uncle Mick said. "No harm done." Mum started dishing up lunch. "I thought you were going there to get rid of junk, not to bring more of it back." Dad sighed. "Kept him quiet in the car, at least." Mum looked at Sam. "Go and wash your hands." "No, not that one," she said, pointing at the arm. "And get ready for lunch." Sam played with the arm all afternoon. He tried to get it to do all the things he could. He waved the band-aid in front of Dad. "The arm's gone," he said, his lip quivering. "Yeah," Dad retorted, waving Buster angrily in Sam's face. Sam looked at the ground, and it was then that he noticed the blood smears on the floorboards and tattered pieces of flesh and muscle strewn around the kitchen floor. He stamped his foot. "It's not fair," he cried. "I don't eat Buster's toys." Uncle Mick spoke up from across the room, with a rice bubble hanging precariously from his top lip and bobbing up and down as he talked. "Don't worry, buddy, I'll get you another one." Thanks, Graham.
Okay, Nikki, come on down. Nikki entered a short story on our Facebook page for page 17, and she's the winner, so she's going to read her story.
So this is called Oscillary. As the waves crashed around, they danced, their bodies intertwined like frayed shoelaces. It felt as though they were the only two people left on Earth. Whispering tight-lipped secrets, they stayed like this until dawnlight trickled over them in a salty mist. This was their beach, a secret sanctuary, private and secluded. They could move about freely.
Hold my father's hands.
I remember his hands, two tawny, nicotine-scented mounds of bone and flesh, clenched into battering rams charged against the gates of my mother's face. On good days, he was a cobbler, mending the soles of women's boots. High heels and the hype of smooth, elongated legs were eloquently constructed arch shackles of confinement. When factory doors snapped lock into prehistoric records, when stock rooms packed up and shipped to more economic settings, his hands turned on themselves like two snarling beasts, the unctuous cartilage of his left hand tearing upon itself. Each million miles of patchwork highway taught me to fly. My mother's exposed feet, black as slick, slopped oil in sleazy truck rest stops, taught me that our souls will never wear thin. Sometimes people say I look like my father, and on these days I think.
you don't know, we publish this book called Untitled once a year. It's an anthology of short stories, and it is about showcasing new and emerging writers, as same as page 17. So these are both books that we publish annually, but the difference is that page 17 has poetry and non-fiction in it as well. So the submissions for this are open all the time, whereas there's a specific window for page 17. So if any of you are writing short stories, we would love to see them come in. Go to our website and check that out. I would like to just let you know about...
Subliminal.
I'm very excited about a writing program that I'm running with Blaise in June during the winter solstice weekend. So this is quite an intensive program. It's a 4-day writing program, and it really gets into the nitty-gritty of writing. It's at a place called King Lake, which was rebuilt after the fires. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it has a story of its own, which the owners are going to talk to the participants about on the weekend. But if anyone is interested, there's information here, but if you know of anyone who might be interested, I'd love for you to pass on the details as well. That's going to be a lot of fun. So enough plugging things. I now would like to get Judy up. Now, it's a very special journal that she has written since the death of her mother, but I'll let her tell you about it. So welcome, Judy.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here tonight. 3 years ago, I was dancing on the dance floor with my mum, had a special event we were celebrating, and just before midnight she left the dance floor and she went to go to the toilet. She had a massive stroke, and we went through the next 2 weeks of experiencing the grief of her, the experience of being in ICU at the Alfred Hospital. That was quite a journey, and at the time someone very close to my mum gave me a little booklet. I was writing it to save myself, literally, because I was just in such shock. I was very close to her, and we've been on a real journey together in life. This began my journey since death, and it was quite, there was so much grief involved. I could not have anticipated the grief involved being so close to my mum. And the more I wrote, the more I healed at times as well. It's helped me come home in my heart to connecting with my mum, and through the journey I've actually found that whilst the physical loss has been devastating, the spiritual connection I have with her is quite amazing. So I'm really looking forward to launching our website and Facebook page over the next few days and sharing it with people. And I'd like to read a couple of sections from that tonight. This one was actually written 8 weeks after Mum died, and I'd been through quite a lot at the time. I'd gone through the physical loss, which was absolutely unbearable. I couldn't have believed how much I missed her walking up the driveway, and or just being able to give her up right now. There have been many mum moments over the last 10 weeks since she had a massive stroke. Moments before, we were dancing on the dance floor to my husband's band as he celebrated his 60th birthday. We were shining together as we celebrated and enjoyed the freedom of dance. I can see her now, I can feel her now. I am surrounded by her love as I miss her physical presence in my life. I'm learning to console. Well, it's mine really. She gave it to me as a gift some time ago, and I've slept with it, cuddling it every night since she had a stroke and died. Dead. It's just so hard to believe she's gone. I can feel her here, there and everywhere. I'm surrounded by her love, surrounded by her, surrounded by her touch, her smell, her kindness, her smile, her everything. Death is such a funny word, make any sense to me. She's so beautiful, so loving, so caring, so loved so lovable, so annoying, so there and yet so gone. Gone where? Gone why? Gone somewhere. Gone beyond here, gone beyond our knowing, gone to a better place. Gone from here forever. Gone, gone, gone. And I don't want her gone. I want her here. I want her now. I want her forever and ever and ever. I don't care about impermanence. I don't care that life doesn't last forever. I want her to last forever and ever. She's my mum. I want her here. I want her now. And
Have you got copies of that with you tonight? If
I
anyone's interested?
Yeah.
How much is it?
it's 25.
Okay, so have a chat to Judy if you'd like to buy a copy, or even just have a chat about the book or about the process of self-publishing. I have to say about Jude, she's been so tenacious in her publishing journey. I've been very impressed. She's managed to get this book done in a couple of months, or 2 months or something like that. So I really congratulate you on that.
The one thing I didn't say was that part of the journal, which was very important to me, was I actually created space throughout the journal, but also at the back, where people could actually write about their own experiences. Because I guess what I've found is the more I've read it to people, the more it's actually touched them and helped them get in touch with their own emotions. My friend Tina here tonight lost her mum several years ago, and I met her a few months ago at a group I went along to, and it opened up her journey again too. So grief takes us on a journey that, if you have experienced, you know what it's about.
Thank you. Okay, Gay. Lucky last. Would you like to come up? Have I missed anyone, or has anyone decided they would like to read? Because they were maybe thinking about it? No? Okay. So, if you haven't been here before, or if you haven't, Gay hasn't been here, Gay has actually published her book of poetry with us. And Gay's actually on her 3rd print run. So that's pretty good. Well done. So are you going to read from here, or you've got some different ones? So Gay's book here is here for sale as well. So that's there if you want to look at it.
I'd just like to read a couple of...
Then there was the ladder drama, but I'll keep that story for another day. Needless to say, my girl was injured, all because she didn't do what I say. Well, the fruit trees are now all beautifully wrapped in sheer white voile and lace. The missus and I are sitting down with a cup of tea and a hunk of fruitcake. Now those thieving birds will have to get their fruit at some other poor blighter's place.
But I think it's, well, maybe. I keep thinking it's because I'm so busy that I lose things in the house all the time, and my poor husband hears this all the time. Have you seen my glasses? Where is my purse? Things are disappearing. I think it's getting worse. I cannot find my notepad. Have you seen my keys? I really need my glasses. Can you help me, please? I was sure I put my purse right there. Now I cannot find it anywhere. Oh, you found it? It was where? I wouldn't have thought I would have left it there. Well, thank you so much for finding my purse. No,
I'll keep looking, and please, not another sound. Have we got time for another one? The hot air balloon. Readying for work, we heard a familiar sound, but this sound was louder and much closer to the ground, much louder than we'd ever heard it before. Was it a hot air balloon? We raced for the door, out onto the patio, and what a surprise! A huge yellow balloon like a morning sunrise, seemingly just a few feet above our backyard. The people in the basket silent, looking at us hard. Waving a welcome, I looked down by chance to find I was in my bra and underpants. I slapped my thighs and turned around, thus showing the other side of this gram. Now I'm more particular about what I wear. most particularly my underwear. One never knows when it may be on display. Undies not immaculate were thrown away after the balloon had gone that day. I will never in my life forget the people in that balloon's basket. They couldn't run away, and what a sight they saw. I bet they've never seen the like of it before. One, my latest song, and when I sing ah, you have to imagine that's a flute. I know it doesn't sound like a flute, but I haven't got one. So this is a song with a flute and words. Softly, softly, the dawn is breaking, birds are waking with the light, sunlight spreading swiftly as the world begins to sing. Softly, softly, the night, what a beautiful sight. Softly, softly comes the morning, all across the land, beautiful and clear the bird song. That was pathetic, the last note, sorry.
The food was
So that brings us to the end, unless have I forgotten anything? Kev or Les?
Nope.